Good morning. It is Monday, October 11th. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, which is a good thing because that means I actually slept in from 4 in the morning. So I went to bed at about 7 o'clock last night because I took a few naps during the day. I was exhausted. I don't know what was up with yesterday. Maybe waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning had something to do with it, but I was out, so I didn't get as much done on my sleeve as I really wanted to, which means that I'm down to today. So here I am, and I have about 4 decreases left to do, and I only have about 10 grams of yarn left. I'm trying to figure out at what point I want to join in this is the other skein of yarn. I wish that, in hindsight, I wish that I would have done the collar with different yarn. Not different yarn, but like the other skein, because now these two they're the same like dye lot, but they're hand dyed, so they do vary. I'm trying to decide at what point I want to merge these two and fade them in. I just don't want there to be a stark difference up the sleeve. I would rather the difference be lower down, so I'm not really sure when I'm gonna start to add the other skein in, what's left of the other skein in, but we'll see what happens. I'll be honest, I'm starting to like make up excuses why I can't get it done. I'm starting to feel like this isn't fun, and I really want to be knitting on other things. I still want to finish this, but I don't want to be like so indebted to it. Like, I don't know what the right word is, but I'm putting all my focus into this and I'm just trying to get it done. I don't like deadlines, which is why I never really join knit-alongs. The only time I'll join a knit-along is if it's something that I was already planning on knitting or maybe planning on knitting and I feel like I can get it done in time, and if I don't, it's not a big deal. But I just like working on what I like working on. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm starting to like want to put it down, but like worst case scenario is I'll have it done by Rhinebeck. It just won't be blocked, and that kind of sucks because the collar needs to be blocked, so I wouldn't be able to wear it without blocking it. Or maybe I can bring some blocking mats and block it in the hotel and then wear it on Sunday. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So today is day 11, like I said, and let's get to opening this advent. Also, I did research the other colorways. I was corrected, rightfully so. It was room 237 for the Shining reference, and then Come True is actually a movie on Hulu, and I have Hulu and it got rated really well by Rotten Tomatoes, so I really want to watch that. And then I was going through and like another one of the ones I opened up earlier was It Comes at Night, I think it was, and that's another horror movie that I haven't seen. So this is really fun. Like, I am getting to learn a lot of different movies that I didn't even know were out there. All right, this is Demonic. I don't know if you, so I film my videos on my iPhone 12 Pro and it doesn't like focus. So I'm sorry for that, but look at how beautiful that is. Every one of these is gorgeous. I can't wait to put these in my blanket. So that is day 11, Advent Yarn Cafe Creations. And let's do our daily tarot card pull. So this tarot card deck is actually a little complicated to read. This is the Tarot Favol, and I don't know if it's Favole or Favol, but it's a Spanish illustrator, and her name is Victoria Frances. There's her name on the back. And why this deck is hard to read, it's absolutely stunning. The artwork on this is stunning. I'll show you. So here's some of the major arcana, and you might actually recognize some of her work from around the internet. There's one of her vampires. I'm trying not to drop them. There's one of her popular ones. But it's hard to read because the suits, of course I won't find one. The suits are not illustrated. So if you're a beginning reader, you're not going to be able to read these off of the cards. You'll have to read them by memory, because if you don't, this is the 10 of butterflies, and the 10 of butterflies, I had to look this up because she didn't include information on what the suits were. Butterflies represent air. Air is swords. So this is the 10 of swords, and you have to remember what the 10 of swords is if you want to read these cards. But I've been doing this a little bit, so let's see if I get stopped up. I'm still learning. I definitely do not know all there is to know about the tarot. And here are the backs. Very pretty. So let's give this a shuffle. What do I need to learn for today? Okay. This is interesting. So I got the Fool. I'll put these down without shaking the camera. Hold on. Okay, so the Fool. So the Fool is about new beginnings. It's about a new adventure, being like carefree and youthful and just kind of winging it and not really having a plan, but just starting out new and going out there and getting yourself out there and beginning your journey. The Fool is also a reminder not to be reckless. Like, go on your adventure, but don't be stupid about it, basically. And I know that a lot of people will read reverse cards. I do not. There's a lot of reasons why I don't read reversals, and it was a hard decision for me to decide not to, because I really wanted to. And I'm not saying in the future, I won't read reversals, but they don't feel right to me. The cards are pictures, and pictures are meant to be read upright, and there's 78 of them. If you add another 78 meanings, it starts to get a little confusing. So I like to take the whole meaning of the card with its lessons and interpret it as one. Whereas some people would read the Fool reverse as recklessness. I read the Fool upright as always a warning to go with the good, but also remember the bad. Don't do this, but don't do that. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyways, new beginnings, new energy, fresh energy, new journey. I want to finish the sweater so I could begin a new journey. So that was the Fool. I'm gonna get to knitting on this. I'm actually watching All Dogs Go to Heaven. It's not a Halloween movie, but I needed something that I could listen to in the background that would just make me happy and I could kind of sing along with. It's got a couple songs in there. I'm a child at heart. I never grew up. I will never grow up. I just refuse to be an adult. It is what it is. So I'm taking a break from my sweater to work on orders, and I decided that 50 little witch hats for Rhinebeck might not be enough to give out to people. So I'm going to be putting together my cards with little Rhinebeck sweaters. So that's what I'm going to do for the next couple minutes. So I'm here to tell you that I did it. It's done. I finished. I just need to block it now, but here we are. I have sleeves. So I have to say that this was such a pain in the ass to finish because of yarn chicken. So what ended up happening was I ran out of yarn on this sleeve about an inch before I could actually see it here, about an inch before I was supposed to. So what I had to do was I had to take out the cuff on this side, which was red, put it into this side, then knit a black cuff on this side, come back and knit the black cuff on this side, then realized after I bound off this cuff that I made this black cuff longer than this cuff. So then I picked up this one, ripped it back, picked up the stitches. It sounds like it's an easy thing. I dropped all the stitches, like I had to fix it. I had dropped stitches everywhere and picked it off and bound it off again. So now the black matches, everything matches, crisis averted, the sweater is done. So I will be weaving in the ends and blocking this tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it now. I have seen enough of this for the night. I will probably either go to sleep or knit on my spooky socks because I don't have the brain power for much anything else right now. I am basically ready for bed at this point. So I am excited, I am happy, I am done, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you in the morning. Good night.